Hey everyone, welcome back to Jungkook fans. What if I told you that something just happened that quietly proves Jeon Jungkook is no longer just a global pop star, but is now being placed among the world's greatest icons? Not through charts, not through awards, but through something far more lasting. Imagine seeing his name appear alongside legends like Taylor Swift and Lionel Messi in a way that signals influence, legacy, and impact across generations. This isn't just another achievement, this is the moment that changes how the world sees Jungkook forever. And trust me, what we're about to uncover will surprise you. There are moments in an artist's career that feel like a quiet shift, and then there are moments that change everything. This right here feels like one of those defining turning points. Because what we're seeing now is not just another achievement, not just another recognition, it's something bigger. Something that places Jeon Jungkook into an entirely new conversation, one that goes far beyond music, beyond K-pop, and straight into the realm of global legacy. Recently, something unexpected caught the attention of fans around the world, a newly released educational book series designed to highlight the journeys of the most influential figures in music and sports. At first glance, it might seem like just another publication, but the names included tell a completely different story. We're talking about icons like Taylor Swift, Lionel Messi, Simone Biles, and Cristiano Ronaldo, figures who have defined excellence on a global scale. And then right alongside them there's Jungkook. Not as a guest, not as a passing mention, but as one of the featured global superstars whose journey is being introduced to a new generation. That detail alone speaks volumes. Because being placed in a series like this isn't just about popularity, it's about impact, influence, and a story that resonates across cultures and generations. What makes this even more powerful is how the book presents him. It doesn't just focus on fame or success, it breaks things down into facts, interactive content, and engaging activities, essentially turning Jungkook's journey into something educational, something inspiring. It's a format usually reserved for figures whose stories are considered worth studying, worth remembering. And now, his name is part of that narrative. Think about that for a second. Jungkook, who started as a young trainee with a dream, is now being introduced in the same educational space as athletes who broke world records and artists who reshaped the music industry. That kind of positioning doesn't happen overnight, and it definitely doesn't happen without a reason. Because Jungkook's influence, it's not just about charts or streaming numbers. It's in the way his performances connect with millions, the way his voice carries emotion across languages, the way his presence alone can dominate global platforms within minutes. Over time, those moments have built something undeniable, a global identity that people recognize instantly. And now, that identity is being documented, preserved, and shared in a format that reaches beyond fans. This isn't just for ARMY anymore, it's for anyone learning about modern-day icons. Anyone trying to understand who truly defines this era. There's also something quietly symbolic about this moment. Being featured alongside names like Taylor Swift and Lionel Messi doesn't just highlight success, it creates a bridge between industries. Music and sports, different worlds, yet connected by one thing: global impact. And Jungkook standing in that space proves that his influence has reached a level where those boundaries no longer matter. It's no longer about where he started, it's about where he stands now. And where he stands is among the world's greatest. And maybe that's why this moment feels different, because it's not loud, it's not explosive, but it carries a weight that's impossible to ignore. A quiet confirmation that everything he's built, every performance, every record, every step forward, has led to this. This proves it in the clearest way possible. And if you look even closer, this moment doesn't just represent recognition, it reflects a shift in how Jungkook is perceived on a global level. For years, conversations around him often began with the phrase K-pop idol, but now, that label feels far too small to contain what he has become. Because what we're witnessing is the evolution of an artist into a universal figure, someone whose name carries weight no matter where you are in the world. There's a reason why his presence continues to expand beyond traditional boundaries. Whether it's music charts, international stages, or viral cultural moments, Jungkook has consistently shown an ability to connect. Not just with fans but with the general public, with casual listeners, with people who may not even follow K-pop at all. That kind of reach, it's rare. And more importantly, it's lasting. What's also interesting is how natural this transition feels. There's no sense of force, no sudden attempt to rebrand or reposition himself. Instead, it's been a steady climb, built on consistency, discipline, and an undeniable level of talent. Each performance added something new to his image, each release expanded his identity, until eventually, the world started to see him not just as part of a group, but as a global symbol on his own. And moments like this being included in an educational book alongside world-renowned figures serve as quiet milestones that confirm that journey. They don't scream for attention, but they resonate deeply with those who understand what they represent. Because being recognized in this way means that his story is no longer just being followed, it's being taught, shared, and passed on. There's also an emotional layer to all of this that can't be ignored. For fans who have followed Jungkook from the very beginning, this feels like watching a story come full circle. From small stages to global arenas, from being introduced as the youngest member to standing as one of the most influential artists of his generation, it's the kind of growth that feels almost cinematic, something you don't just witness, but experience. And yet, despite all of this, Jungkook's core remains the same. The passion, the humility, the drive to keep improving, it's still there. Maybe that's the real reason why his story continues to resonate so strongly. Because beyond the fame and recognition, there's authenticity. And that authenticity is what transforms success into legacy. So when you see his name placed among global icons, it's not surprising, it's inevitable. It's the result of years of dedication finally aligning with worldwide acknowledgement. A moment that doesn't just celebrate where he is now, but hints at how much further he can go. Because if this is already proof, then what comes next might be even bigger than we expect. So what do you think? Is this the moment that truly proves Jungkook has reached global icon status? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I'd love to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to Jungkook Fans, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest updates and stories about Jungkook. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.